The air is charged with anticipation. Could this be the moment we've waited for? Is the dinar really about to soar to $5.66 and the Vietnamese dong reach 4.78? What if I told you that these numbers, though seeming distant, are closer to reality than ever? A recent surge in speculation has gripped the hearts of countless holders. With each passing day, more names from within the revaluation space are coming forward with intriguing updates. No, it's not just whispers. It's a chorus echoing the sentiment that the time for patience is nearly over. Today, let's pull back the curtain on the latest chatter, decode the recent revelations, and discuss the crucial steps you should take. Ready? Let's dive in together. Welcome back to our channel, the place where your journey to financial freedom begins. Today, we're diving deep into the latest buzz surrounding the dinar, focusing on Frank26's recent insights and the implication of a potential leap to $5.66 per unit. But we're not stopping there. We're also going to cover the latest on the Vietnamese dong, its projected rise to $4.78, and the exciting prospects for those holding this currency. It's a roller coaster of information, and we're here to guide you through it. Frank26, a name synonymous with insight in the revaluation space, has dropped some major hints. Its latest notes haven't hit the mainstream yet. But within the close-knit community of dinar watchers, the word is spreading fast. The question on everyone's lips is this: what is Frank26 suggesting, and how should we prepare? Well, his insights essentially boil down to 3 points. First, international banking connections are improving steadily. Iraq is actively working to bridge gaps, bolstering its relationships with international players. Second, Iraq is making significant strides with digital payment systems. These advancements aim to streamline transactions, reducing reliance on physical currency, and paving the way for a smoother revaluation process. Third, trade is on the rise. Iraq is expanding its network, fostering stronger ties with nations like China and Turkey. This bodes well not only for its economy, but also hints at a potential domino effect that could trigger wider currency adjustments. In essence, what we're seeing is a nation gearing up for a grand shift. Iraq's actions are painting a picture of a country preparing for the global stage, strengthening ties, modernizing systems, and opening new trade avenues. All of this points towards a single, monumental change of currency adjustment that could reshape Iraq's financial landscape. Frank26 isn't explicitly stating the timing of these changes, but the very fact that he's highlighting these developments is telling us that they are key indicators of what is to come. Now let's pivot to the Vietnamese dong. Recent data paints a compelling picture of a nation on the rise. Vietnam's gross domestic product grew by an impressive 8.4% in 2022, setting the stage for its currency to shine. But there's more. Vietnam's exports are soaring, reaching nearly $390 billion. Key products like computers, phones, and auto parts are flying off shelves globally. This robust export performance signals a strong, expanding economy, one that's poised to benefit significantly from a revaluation. The potential impact of a dong rise to 4.78 is monumental. It would inject billions into the Vietnamese economy, propelling it further onto the global stage. The dong's new strength could reshape trade dynamics, making Vietnamese goods even more competitive and driving economic growth to new heights. For those watching closely, a familiar pattern is emerging. Iraq and Vietnam are both on the brink of significant change. Each is making substantial strides in their respective regions, laying the groundwork for a potential joint revaluation. The chatter around 5.66 for the dinar and 4.78 for the dong is growing louder, and savvy holders are wise to pay attention. These numbers aren't arbitrary. They represent not just monetary value, but also the potential for positive change. For Iraq, a dinar leap would boost purchasing power, stabilize the economy, and signal strength on the global stage. Similarly, a stronger dong would elevate Vietnam's status, rewarding its rapid industrial growth and cementing its reputation as a manufacturing powerhouse. Now, you might be wondering, how could this affect me? Well, the ripple effects could be immense. Reevaluations of this magnitude could reshape global trade, alter investment flows, and redefine political dynamics. For individual holders, the impact could be life-changing. Debts could be cleared, futures secured, and dreams brought to life. Suddenly, what once seemed like a distant possibility becomes tantalizingly close. The promise of new beginnings, the chance to rewrite financial realities, it's enough to stir excitement and anticipation. Yet amidst this fervor, voices of caution also arise. Skeptics remind us that speculation can run wild, and that concrete evidence is hard to come by. They urge caution, reminding us that past predictions haven't materialized. However, the optimists counter this with Iraq's oil revenue, its ongoing development projects, and its steadfast efforts to curb smuggling and expand its economy. They highlight Vietnam's impressive GDP growth, surging exports and strategic investments as evidence that a revaluation is not just possible, but increasingly likely. So what should you do? Navigating this uncertain terrain requires careful consideration. Here's a 3-step plan to help you through. First, stay informed. If revaluation does occur, there will be a system in place to facilitate the process. All that preparation will pay off. So stay informed, stay prepared, and stay patient. What if I told you that the numbers circulating, 5.66 for the dinar and 4.78 for the dong, are not just random figures? They are based on extensive research and analysis by experts like Frank26. Now, it's not about guaranteeing accuracy. Rather, it's about presenting a compelling case grounded in observable data and logical deduction. The argument goes like this. Both Iraq and Vietnam have been undergoing significant transformations. They've been laying the groundwork for their currencies to appreciate. Efforts have been focused, systematic, and long-term. Given the progress made and the momentum achieved, it's not far-fetched to suggest that these countries are nearing a tipping point. The numbers, 5.66 and 4.78, emerged from evaluating various factors, including each country's economic growth, trade performance, and global standing. It's not about making a bold prediction.